Okay, so let's go into the demo. So we're going to make a dashboard using our pivot table information, using information from Montgomery County pet database, along with information from USA Today on pet costs and a little legend to help us. But what we're going to end up is going to be with something somewhat like this. And this is a simple dashboard, but the concepts that we'll discuss will help you make more complicated uh, dashboards in the future. So we've already cleaned our data. So this is our original data set, but we've already cleaned up our data. So what we have, and I'm going to move this over, we remove the URL and crossing because we're not going to use that. And we added a new column for days, and we had this extra pet size of kitten, and we changed that to small to make it easier for us to process. So the first thing we're going to do is to create our pivot table and our pivot chart. So let's go Control Home to get back to our corner, and we'll go to the Insert group, and we're going to go with pivot chart and pivot table since we know that we're going to have a pivot chart and pivot table because we're creating a dashboard. So the range looks correct. We're going to go with that. We do want this in the new worksheet, and we're going to check this extra box for something we'll do later. So now we have our pivot table and our pivot chart. The first thing we want to do is to go ahead and rename our objects so they'll be easier for us to work with later. So we're going to rename our chart, pets, and we'll rename our pivot table, pets. And this is going to be important later. We also need to go back and rename our table, but we'll come back to that. So now that we have our pivot table and chart, let's see what data we want to see. So we want to know the animal type. We want to know if it's a cat or dog or something else. We also want to add that new field that we created about days. But instead of the sum of days, let's go ahead and change that to average because we don't really want to know how many total days all animals have been there. Instead, we want to know how many, what's the average amount of days per animal type. And so while we're here, let's go ahead and change this to a number so that it shows the way that we like. And we also can say average days. We'll make it a little shorter so it's easier for us to read. So let's do that. Now, let's also take a look at, we want to know the number of animals. And so one quick way we can do that is by using the animal ID because there's, instead of adding another field, since there's one animal ID per animal, we can use that. So instead of using it in rows where Excel automatically places it, we can place it at the bottom under values. And so you see it automatically creates the count of animal ID. And so we also rename that one so it's a little easier to read. So we'll say animal total animals. Let's call it total animals. Total animals. And we'll keep everything else the same. Okay, so far we have a little system here. We have our row, we have our pivot table, and we have our pivot chart already. So we're making progress. So now what we can do is we can go and add an icon set similar to what we had before. So let's go, and we want to do by average number of days. So we're going to go to conditional formatting, and we're going to do icon set. And so we're going to do this, but we notice that it's not the direction that we like. So we can use our options. We can go to manage rules, go to this icon set, edit it. And what we want to do is we want to reverse the icon order because for us, The higher the number is bad and the lower the number is good. So we'll go ahead and do that and click OK. So you notice that our lowest number is now good and our highest number is now bad. So we can use that with other things as well. So if we had used the stoplights or the shading, we can also add that. So I think we have the information that we like. So now that we have some of the information that we like, let's add some slicers. Or no, first, let's add another pivot chart because we have the total number of animals, but it's not really easy to see the percentage. Now, one trick that we have that we can use is we can add this here again and just change it. We can go to value field settings, and instead of having showing it as a no calculation, we can say we can do a percentage. But instead of doing that, and I'll show how it works. Instead of doing that, what we'll do is we will go in and add another chart. And so I'm going to take that away and use our hint to use a chart. So we're going to go, we are already selected, and this time we're going to want a bar a pie chart. So we're going to go ahead and add our pie chart, and we'll get these two the way that we like them. And so we have this pie chart, but it's not exactly the way that we like it. So we have some options. We can go into the design tab and we can find the layout that looks closest to what we like. So we want to have percentage just there. Now we can go in and take off the other things that we don't necessarily want. So we'll take away the title and we'll change the way that these data labels show up. So instead of best fit, we're going to use call outs. And we really don't need the label anymore because our call outs have it. So legend anymore. So we'll take that legend off too. So now that's about the way we like. We can also take off these filter buttons. So let's do that. So we're going to hide all there. And this one is pretty much the way we like it. So we're just going to hide those. Now, let's go ahead and add the slicers that we talked about earlier. So for the slicers, we want to have sex, intake type, and size. Let's see if I see size. I don't see size. Oh, there it is, size. And we can select all three at once. And Excel is going to automatically add all three for us. So we can go ahead and add this, and instead of having, this is only 3. So instead of having it as another box like the 2 of these, we can use our slicer options. We can change this to 3 column view and make it spread out a little bit. We also want to add a timeline because we want to know how the when the animal arrived affects the date. So let's go back to our pivot table analyze and let's add a timeline. And you see it automatically gives us the information that we need. Oops. And there it goes. And instead of months, because we just need a compact information, we're just going to put quarters. So we can add that to our chart. So far, so good. We have everything that we want. Now, we were noticing before that this animal sex is kind of weird. It's M, N, S, F, and U. So this is where that button where we selected to add to the data model, can't get my words out here, comes into play. So we have a legend here. So what we can do is we can create a table, and we're going to do Control T to create a table, and our table has headers. And so we've created a table, and we're going to name it because we want to be able to easily find it. Table pet sex. Okay, so we have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our pivot table and we're going to get rid of this one. We don't like this one. So we're going to get rid of that one. And what we'll do is we'll add a new slicer. But first, we're going to build a relationship. So we're going to go over to data. We're going to go to our data model. If you've ever worked with Access and built a relationship in Access, well, we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to go to new. We're going to go to our table, and I think we forgot to name our table. We're going to go to our original table. So let's go back to our original table, clean. Okay. Go back to our data model. It's just in as a range, so I can just, on this for today, to keep from having to do everything over. And we're going to go to sex, and we're going to look at that table we just created. And that's why it's important to name it, because this way it's easier for you to connect the two back together. So we're going to go to that pet sex table we just created, and we're going to connect the acronym. That way the two are together. And so now we have that new connection. Now let's add that slicer again. And this time we're going to go over to all, because it's going to give us all our different options. And we're going to scroll down to the table that we like. And so we're going to add it back. And so now we have meaningful names instead of the names we had before. And we don't necessarily want it to be called meaning, so we can go up and we can modify the name of our slicer. So we have our slicers and they seem to work fine. So let's just try them out. So we see our data is adjusting according to what we select, which is the behavior that we want to see. So let's say we wanted to have this information about the average days and total amount of animals we wanted to show up in an easy to see format. That's when we can go in and add shapes. So we can add a couple of shapes, copy, paste. But remember, we can't add the pivot table data to it directly. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to take that pivot table data and feed it to another cell on our spreadsheet. So we're going to do this. We're going to add it to this spreadsheet so we see it has the same information. And just because we want to make sure that our pivot table data, in case something interesting happens, we want to add an if error function to our data so that it shows zeros if there's no information. We also will go ahead and make this a number so that we keep with that too. Next, we're going to get the information for the total amount of animals. We'll do the same thing, if error equals 0, and they'll keep our formatting the way that we like. So now that we have that information, we can come here and point to our original cells. And let's go ahead and make that white so that we can see it a little better. And come here and we will go. And once we have the information we need, we can keep it there, but we can just change it to white so that it doesn't show up. So let's format our cells correctly, and maybe we want this at maybe a 50 or 60 font. Let's try a 40. 48 looks good. So let's do this one, 48. And we want to add another label just so that we can see what's in our box. So let's say average days. And let's shape that. Let's make sure that we have that the way that we like. So we want it to have a transparent background. And maybe we want bright orange. Bright orange isn't quite what we want. Let's try that one. And we can copy it. Same thing. Modify it to show total animals. So far, things are working out. We have lots of different information. It moves the way that we like. Now, let's add a title. Same thing. We can go insert, text box. Wrong one here. And let's go 48 again. Well, maybe 48 is a little too big. So 24. And we can add an icon. So to make this match our numbers there, let's go ahead and do that. So we have it almost the way that we like. So let's do one other thing. Let's remove the grid lines. And so now, and I like to add a space right here. And that's just a style thing. So now we have the workings of a dashboard. I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to take away this outline. Okay, so now we have the workings of outline, but because we can go in and use page layout, let's say this color scheme isn't quite the one that we want, we can go in and take advantage of Excel's automatic formatting options. So let's say we want our things to be grayscale. We can automatically make it gray, or we can change our colors are blue. And we can easily do that by just making use of what Excel already has. We also can go in on our pivot table and go back to that design tab and we can make changes there. So we can go in and we can add those banded columns or banded rows. Again, I'm not such a fan of those. We can add grand totals. We also can go in and adjust this to show any other way. So that's pretty much it.